Today I'm joined by Susan Emerling. She is a Keego Harbor resident who is making a difference in the greater West Bloomfield community by making Christmas ornaments, selling those in local stores around here, and then giving those proceeds to the Gleaners charity. So she's going to join us and tell us a little bit about the process of making these ornaments, what's inspired these, and what those proceeds can do to give back to Gleaners. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, Susan.
Hi, thanks for having me, Maddie.
So let's start out with, how did this fundraiser start? What inspired you to start this fundraiser, and a little bit about how long you've been doing this?
Sure. So about a year ago is when I first came up with the idea for the fundraiser, and it all started out with being inspired by my parents. So their names are Harvey and Harriet. And so starting with an H. So I came up with the idea of the H Hunger Project. So in honor of them, but also in honor of hunger. And I came up with the idea of ornaments that actually can be used year round, not just for Christmas. They're of nature themes. So they're something you can enjoy all year round. And how it really started was my parents were very, very generous people. And so about a year ago, I saw that my dad was giving away money like crazy, just to every single charity. And so I said to him, I'll make a deal with you that if I come up with a project that we can do together, that you can save some money for you and Mom's health care. So this was great because I was looking for a way to also give back. So I came up with this project, and so it combined three things that I love. It combined, helping people, honoring my parents, and art, which, I love to do. And Gleaners, my husband David Emerling and I had volunteered at Gleaners. And we were there about 5 different times when we realized what a great organization. They have this huge warehouse. We went to the one in Detroit, and you gather food, and it all goes to local food banks, soup kitchens, food pantries. And how many of us haven't walked around and noticed people that are hungry? I mean, you're in the cities and you see people that are starving, so hungry. So feeding people is just so basic, and Gleaners is just a wonderful organization.
And then Susan, can you tell us a little bit about the process of making these ornaments? I see that you have some of those ornaments next to you, but can you tell us a little bit about the process of making those?
Yeah, I would love to. Obviously, that's probably the easiest thing for me to talk about, because the ornaments they're so different. There's such a variety of ornaments, and each one is really like a painting in itself, and everyone is different. For example, this one was created I actually cut up a painting that I had done, a watercolor painting, adhered it to the wood, and varnished it with a UV protection. This one has some added sequins. These ones are created, this is a can lid. All of them are hand signed on the back and a hand-drawn H for the H project. These were created by, actually, I make all the paper. I take paper and I create paint. I create almost like paintings on paper. I make my own handmade paper, very colorful. And then they're all hand-cut pieces adhered to this can lid and then varnished. And they're all so different. These are some of the butterflies. But for example, some of these were made by actually cutting apart paintings that I had done, or hand paintings. In some cases, I draw the image and actually paint it in. So they're so different. And many of them are actually layers and layers. So just like I would do in a painting, I would actually paint and then keep looking at it day after day and add new layers and new paint till I'm satisfied with the result. So that's, pretty much how they're created. Drill holes in them, and I have my own collection of them because I just love how they're all so different. And at the different places, which we'll talk about, you can get different ones.
Yes.
I created over 230 of them, by the way, and every one is different.
Well, those are just beautiful, and let's talk about a couple of those places that you can get those. You have those ornaments on for sale at the Winterset Galleries in Keego Harbor, at Extra Oomph in Sylvan Lake, and then at Sage Green Florist in Keego Harbor. So
Yes.
tell us, are they the similar ornaments that you have there, or are there different ones at each places?
Well, I tried to kind of gear the ornaments toward each place, but I think, so if someone really, there are people who are obsessed with a certain one, so some of them have gone to all 3 stores just to get the one that they want. But I would say at any of the stores, you're going to find a good selection. And I will say that I was amazed because I had never really spent a lot of time in each of those stores. And I was amazed that I had so much fun going in the stores and seeing what they have to offer, because they also sell artwork by other artists. And the store owners were so warm and so inviting to participate in this project for Gleaners. 100% of the proceeds from each of these ornaments, 100%, is going directly to Gleaners. So in other words, these store owners, gave up their retail space and their time collecting the money to generously, you know how this time of year, retail space in stores, and they've just been amazing. And the people that have gone in to buy them have been amazing. I want to thank everybody. The ornaments, as I said, sell for $10 each. And go on the websites. I encourage you to look for the hours of the store. Some are having special events and sales this week.
And then you also, Gleaners, create a special site for your fundraiser, and you also sell your art on Facebook. But what is the best way to go and find those ornaments this holiday season?
I would go to the stores. The stores have the best selection. I dropped off 50 ornaments at each store. And some of the stores have sold a good 20 or more already, but they still have. I had to go back to one of the stores and replenish them already. But we're doing really well. I have raised so far $1,000 for Gleaners, which I'm really excited about. The website only says 850 right now. That's because we haven't put in all the money that the stores still have some of the money. But it's just really exciting. And my end goal is actually $2,000 for Gleaners. So you can also go on that website and donate directly. And it's just good to know sometimes when you give to a cause, you give money, but in this case, you're actually getting art in return, a handmade piece of art in return for your donation. And each one in the store has a little tag on it that says, that it goes towards Gleaners. So if you give it as a gift, it's always nice for people to know that it also went to feed the hungry.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Susan.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Maddie.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everybody.
You too.